Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I'm Sophia Traeger, radical pleasurist and intimacy coach, and I have two public service announcements. One is I have curly hair. This is my real this is my real hair, just air dried. I just felt like letting it go today. And the other one is I'm wearing a cocktail dress. And this is actually the dress that I wore for my cousin's wedding as a bridesmaid in January. And I just really wanted to share with you all. Look, it's really cute, right? Look at this back. It's just so fun. So, yeah, I had this crazy idea to wear this dress because it's sitting in my closet, and why not? Why not wear a cocktail dress and walk around in my house? It makes me feel good. It makes me feel, yeah, it makes me feel beautiful and shit. Today's inspiration comes from, please be sure to say hi, because I feed off of interaction and love, and I love you. So today's inspiration came from something really bold that I did yesterday that was pretty scary, and that's how I knew I needed to do it. And what I did was I was at Solsara. I have to write a whole article or do a whole video on Solsara because I talk about it and I mention it and yeah, and I don't think people know what I'm talking about unless they've done Solsara, but I have to talk about it at some point because it's completely altered the fabric of my being. And I probably wouldn't even be so public if it wasn't for Solsara. So I was doing Solsara yesterday. It was a one-day immersion. They're usually 3 days, but it was one day down in Eugene at in my teacher's home, his sanctuary. It was this incredibly beautiful, high energy space. And I was around my people. I was around my loves, my friends, my community. And I noticed yesterday how happy I was. I was so happy and filled with joy and excitement. And I made the conscious decision, I made the choice that I wasn't going to suppress my joy. I wasn't going to suppress my excitement and my happiness. My entire life, especially my childhood, I have been taught to and told to suppress my laughter, to suppress my exuberance, to suppress my joy. And I've always been a very happy person that was then pummeled by depression and anxiety and society and my parents. If you feel me and if you've had this experience where your full, joyful, giddy, wonderful self was suppressed, just raise your hand, okay? I know I'm not alone. And so I just remember being this really joyful, exuberant kid, like running around a lot and like falling, and I have scars and just really happy. But my parents would be like, you laugh too loud, or you're talking too loud, or you're talking too much. Very much like that. It was always like, stop, 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 stop being you. Yesterday, it came up for me that I don't want to suppress that anymore, especially when there's suffering around, when other people are experiencing and like working through their trauma. And I realized with the help of my teachers and like what I'm going through in my life right now is that to suppress my joy and excitement is to continue to be a pleaser, because I don't want to make other people feel bad, or I don't want to come off as obnoxious or arrogant or insensitive or not having empathy or compassion and all that stuff that says to me, you have to be a completely different person. And, in Solsara, we show up exactly as we are. People are in pain, people are suffering. Most people are in a lot of pain. And most of the time, we're working through a lot of shit. But yesterday, I felt exuberant. I felt so happy. And I wanted to share that. And I did. Uh, I talked about how excited I am about what I'm manifesting in my life. I talked about the perceptual shifts that I'm having, the miracles that I'm experiencing. And there's this experience called platform where you voluntarily walk up to the front of the room and stand up in front of all these people, literally staring at you. And there's no script or anything like that. It's just me standing up and expressing what is happening for me in the moment. And I got up and my heart was thumping in my chest and like throughout my entire body because I was so nervous. I was like, oh shit, I actually got up in front of 40 people to express my joy and exuberance. Most people get up and they like bawl their eyes out and work through trauma. And it's extremely healing and very important for them to do so. But I wanted to get up and share my joy and my excitement. And so I got up and I'm in front of these like 40 people staring at me lovingly. And I literally couldn't stop moving. I was like bouncing around and my body was so filled with energy. Even though I was tired and I'm on my moon and my body was uncomfortable, I wanted to move. And I started expressing that. I started expressing how I feel so much joy. And my teacher, she's like, well, you're talking about it. What if you actually expressed it? And I'm just like, well, will I be breaking the rules? Which is such a metaphor of how I live my life. Thinking, oh shit, I'm breaking the rules by being myself. Do you know what I fucking mean, people? Like, are you always afraid of breaking the rules by being yourself? Right? Like, hello? Let's break rules. So I'm standing in this platform and I'm like, all I want to do is like run around the room and skip, and nobody's done that on platform before. So I'm like hesitating, and then I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to express my joy. I start skipping around, like I skipped around the entire room, and I get back on the platform, and I'm just like this little the kid, right? And I'm just so freaking happy, right? And yeah, this energy is like moving up and down, moving through me, and it's delicious and it's amazing. And I knew, and I spoke of it. I said it out loud. I said, you know what? I'm here to inspire. I will not diminish my joy. I will not diminish my joy because I'm afraid that that's going to make somebody really uncomfortable, or that's going to come off insensitive or something like that. Because I know I have tons of compassion and empathy, but I'm tired. I'm tired of diminishing my joy. And that is a huge manifestation of pleaserhood, is how many times in our life do we diminish ourselves and our exuberance so that we don't ruffle other people's feathers? How many times in our lives do we not speak in the way that we want to speak in the moment because somebody is suffering? Can we do both? Can we be with someone and hold space for someone in their suffering and honor their suffering while still honoring ourselves in our joy and exuberance and pleasure and joy? That's the question. Can we do that? And the answer is absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a disservice to not. And let me tell you, friends came up to me, people went to the teacher and they said that they were inspired, that they were so happy to connect with that joy, because then they got to connect with it themselves. They got to connect with their joy amidst their pain in themselves. So that was a really big deal for me. Even though I'm, I go on video and God knows, I don't even know how many people watch or how far reach it has, but standing up in front of, in person, 40 people, it's just like, like it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. And the other thing about when you are diminishing your essence, your birthright as a joyful person, as pleasure is your birthright, you are repelling love. You are repelling love. Hi, Meg. Mwah, I love you. I'm so happy this is what you needed to hear. I'm sure that others need to hear this too. When you're diminishing your joy, you're repelling love. Especially if you feel joy and you're not expressing it, just like if you feel anger and you're not expressing it, but let's stick with joy. If you're feeling joy and you're not expressing it, and you're boxing it in, and you're like trying to keep this joy, it's like a pressure cooker, in this container that's too small for it, then you're repelling love. You're a pleaser and you're repelling love. Because love loves joy. Love loves pleasure. Your soulmate, your partner, your current partner, your partner to be is drawn, the partner that you want. Because let me ask you this. Are you trying to attract a depressed, anxious, diminished partner? Someone who's negative, cynical, pessimistic? Because if that's who you're trying to attract, then by all means diminish your joy. By all means, watch the noir movies and like get into that space. Totally, like that's easy. Like that's easy to do, to get into the depressed, anxious, pessimistic, cynical space. If that's who you're trying to attract, you're good. If you're trying to attract a loving, exuberant, happy, conscious person, they're attracted to joy. They're attracted to radiance. They're attracted to vibrancy. So please don't diminish that, because your love and your soulmate will not see you, will be repelled by you. I believe that with my soul. And so I check in with myself now. Like, yeah, I have moments, like right before I put on this cocktail dress, I was like, meh. But then I put on the cocktail dress and I took a look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, my hair doesn't look too bad. It's a little cray for me, because I'm usually straightening it out. And I'm like, here I am. Like, this is me. Curly hair, cocktail dress and all. This is me. And, I check in with myself. It's like, what energy am I putting out? And what am I like, I don't deny my feelings, right? If I need to cry, I cry. If I'm depressed, I'm depressed. But my essence is joy. That's my essence. And so every day I ask, like, what can I do to feel joy? Put on a cocktail dress, do a live. What can I do to feel joy? Take a walk, go pet a cat in the neighborhood, go to Solsara, go dancing, watch a silly show, talk to a friend who pops into your mind. What is the feeling that you want to have? I don't think it's pessimism, cynicism, depression, and anxiety. I'm going to take a wild guess. I don't think that's what you want to feel. That's not your compass. So figure out what your compass is, and then ask yourself moment to moment, how do I feel? What do I need to do right now to feel this? And don't diminish. Don't diminish it. Share it. Don't diminish yourself for other people, ever. That is all, my loves. Hi, Tiffany. Mwah. That is all, my loves. Thank you so much for being with me on this Sunday, wherever you are in the world, and share your joy. We need it. The world needs it right now, more than ever. Have an amazing day, you guys. Love you. And go put on your cocktail dresses. Bye.